Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kevin.
And I'm John.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger, the podcast where we're taking a long, hard look at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger, of course, is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies and breaking them all the way down. So how are you feeling, Kevin?
A little sluggish, I gotta be honest.
Kevin is visiting me in Houston, where it is currently 1 million degrees outside.
At least 90 in the shade.
My air conditioner is working overtime, and we just got back from lunch at Truth Barbecue. So Truth Barbecue, shout out to you guys.
Unreal brisket.
You guys did a great job. What did you have?
I had the 2-meat plate, brisket, pork, pinto beans, and mac and cheese. So it smells amazing around me right now. How about yourself, big guy?
My stomach is a disaster. I was overzealous. I opted for the 3-meat plate, and I had pulled pork, the brisket, and some smoked turkey. Ooh. And I opted to go old school and did collard greens and coleslaw as my side.
Classic.
At least they're vegetables. I think
we can agree that the brisket was the show stealer.
I mean, we're definitely. Oh yeah, totally, 100%.
Yeah.
And there are meat sweats happening.
There's beer being consumed.
We are drinking the summer pills from our friends at St. Arnold's.
And we had St. Arnold's we were drinking what?
We were drinking the delicious lawnmower.
The lawnmower. Kolsch.
That's right.
This St. Arnold, St. Arnold is no joke.
No,
delicious.
They make a delicious product, and we're very lucky to have them.
All right, I guess
so. If we burp or
if you hear anything,
you're struggling.
Yeah. If we fall asleep, if you hear snoring, just wake us up.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I guess there's a movie to talk about, though.
There is a movie to talk about. This is episode 2 of our journey through the classic Robocop.
The 1987 Robocop. The real Robocop.
Yeah. Yes. We should mention that the other one did happen. We acknowledge it, but we're not at liberty to talk about it.
No, that's not the era of Arnold.
That's right.
All right.
It's not iconic. Will it ever be iconic?
No, never.
So Kevin, where did we leave off last time?
Murphy and Lewis had tracked down, those are her 2 hero cops. They tracked down Clarence Boddicker and his goons at the old abandoned steel mill.
Right. And they'd said, should we wait for backup? You bet your ass we should not.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
I think we should definitely run in here and split up, right?
Yes, let's split up immediately.
Oh my God. So Murphy and Lewis split up, and we have to assume this is at a time in film and TV where not a lot of training was given to actors on the proper handling of a weapon, of a firearm. So now you get cops 2 hands on a weapon, 2 hands for maximum control, watching their angles, watching every angle, entering doorways and immediately checking corners. But
not so much in old Detroit.
Murphy is fucking flying through this building.
Running around.
I feel like sprinting.
Lewis is also just bursting through every door, not checking the corners or anything.
At least she's moving with some. Lewis is moving through at least a little cautiously. Oh my God. Lewis is moving through the building with some caution.
Yes.
Whereas Murphy is like a bullet.
Murphy's gung ho.
Yeah. He's remembering what it was like in his old precinct where there were no rules, I guess.
So Lewis finds the one guy just peeing.
Yeah, she's the first to discover one of the baddies.
He's just peeing indiscriminately.
She comes across Joe. Who is, I have a problem with this because it's, all right, this is your hideout. You presumably spend a lot of time here, and you're just going to piss just anywhere, like out
anywhere.
in the open. He's like not in a designated bathroom area, it doesn't seem like. I mean, I don't know.
So I always wondered if this was like a trap, but at any rate, she sort of sneaks up behind him with the gun, and she's chewing bubble gum.
Right.
And she pops her gum, and he sort of cuts his stream off, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. She tells him to turn around.
Turn around, exactly.
Which he does, so that dick is still out.
And he's like, you mind if I put this away? And I feel like this works for me. I mean...
I have a problem with it in that she can't help herself.
She can't help herself. I feel like male, female, gay, straight, whatever. Like, I feel like anyone. I feel like I would have to look. If I can't help myself. I think it was.
What police officer doesn't immediately tell that guy with his back turned to her to put his hands on his head and get on the ground?
That's true. Yeah,
she's like, no, turn around where I can see it. Now I'm going to look at it. So you can disarm me? No, that's like it's completely.
It was so obviously like a setup, but she couldn't help herself.
And he not only knocks her out, he knocks her off a ledge,
a catwalk or whatever. Yeah,
like
into just the boxes,
15, 20 foot drop.
Yeah, she's out of commission.
So she's unconscious. And then the next situation we find somewhere else in the lair, in the steel mill, Murphy comes across a couple of the baddies watching everyone in Old Detroit's favorite TV show.
Yes. Well, there's Emil, and then I got another guy who I don't know if he has a name. He doesn't need one.
I didn't have time or the inclination.
What's weird is that first they're debating the business model of the criminal enterprise, which is not unlike the OCP meeting that we just saw in the last part, where they're just saying, hey, you got to spend money to make money. And they're like, we got to rob these banks so we can buy drugs, so we can sell the drugs to make more money. And he's like, yeah, but why don't we just keep stealing more when we want more money? And
these guys are interesting. These guys are attending night classes.
Yeah, at the Business Institute.
Clarence likes to make sure that his gang is well educated in the business.
But that is the first time we get the recurring TV show that they're all watching throughout the movie with the "I'd buy that for $1" catchphrase.
It sort of gets I get a Benny Hill vibe from it. Like
it's real campy.
Yeah, it's super campy, and it's like some geeky looking guy with attractive ladies on either arm. And the catchphrase that I wish that I could ever understand what it meant, but you're not supposed to. That's the whole gag, is that everyone in the world thinks it's the most hysterical thing ever.
I always assumed that this was like commercials that they were seeing until researching, and they said, it was just supposed to be the really popular television show, but it's like just a sleazy kind of comedy show with this character called Bixby Snyder.
I'd buy that for $1.
And he just keeps finding himself in these pervy situations. Yeah, like sex just falling in his lap or whatever.
Well.
Apparently, they said, I feel like it was Nancy Allen, maybe her first day on the set. They were filming some of these Bixby Snyder things, and like she was like, "Oh my God, what did I get myself into? Like, is this going to be a really bad movie?" Like she didn't realize that these things were meant to be
they're
cheesy.
just in the world that she was going to be occupying. That's really cool, though. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I imagine something like that. Well, apparently from that interview, it's certainly disarming, but I feel like it'd be really cool. It'd be interesting to be a part of a process like that. So anyway, Murphy kills the unnamed guy.
Well, he says dead or alive,
dead
you're
or
coming
alive,
with me.
You're coming with me.
Which is a memorable line, and it becomes relevant later in the film.
Right. And he kills one of the guys as he goes for his gun. And has Emil on his feet and sort of held up, and he calls for Lewis, who's
not answering.
She's unconscious, and as he's standing there shrieking for Lewis into his mic, several other guys start to show up, including Leon and Min, two of the other baddies.
Yeah.
Leon, played by the recognizable father of Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks.
Yeah, Ray Wise.
Yes.
Is that his name? Yeah, he's great. He seems a little old for this crew.
That's okay. So does
but
Clarence.
him and Clarence are like the senior members, I think.
Exactly. So all these guys start showing up. Everybody's got a pump action shotgun. And
I found myself like wondering, was this whole thing a trap, like to to lure him in? Because those guys just seem to be waiting in the wings.
I feel like the area that they occupy is probably not that big because this is such a big place. You wouldn't want to get too spread out, and one gunshot is going to let those other guys know where you are.
Okay.
So I feel like even Joe, I don't think necessarily that was a trap. I think that he just got the drop
While he's
trowel
taking a leak.
The dropped fly.
Exactly.
At that gunshot sort of alerted the other bad guys that Murphy was there. So he's fucked.
They snatch his helmet off and they take his gun from him and they start taunting him.
And in comes Clarence with some scene chewing dialogue.
Amazing, menacing lines.
He's like, snake.
He's like, cops don't like me.
You a good cop?
He's like, I don't much like cops.
And then
he's like, what about you, hot shot? Are you a good cop?
No.
Oh man, to Murphy, to his credit, he's not like pleading for his life or anything. He's like, buddy, I think you're slime. He's brave guy.
To his principles, and Clarence takes a shotgun to the back of his knees, has him on his knees.
Yeah, drops him, and then he's like. Yeah, he's got the shotgun. He's sort of waving it around his face.
Hits him in the back, and that's what gets him on the ground.
Yep.
Flips him over, and that's when the and then the no. So this is a little bit of like Caddyshack humor.
Yes.
In a very menacing and serious situation.
You haven't seen it. If you haven't seen the unedited version, it's so graphic.
Well, but in this part, especially during that, I found myself holding my breath. Even I've seen this movie a dozen times or more, and still was like,
you feel so bad for Murphy.
Oh my god!
Because you're like, there's literally nothing he can do.
No.
And like it's that thing where these guys are gonna kill you, and they're gonna have fun doing it. It's awful.
And so what's the first thing to go?
He blows his hand off, like just clean off.
Right hand explodes in a brilliant bit of special effect work. Just the hand is gone.
And Boddicker, true to form, is like, give the man a hand.
Thank you for your contribution.
And they're all laughing.
Oh my Jesus. And then it really just sort of, the situation disintegrates for Murphy from then on out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dudes are just unloading on him. Like, he's got his body armor on, which is maybe stopping some of the shots, but he gets his arm literally just falls off.
I mean, immediately. It's like one shot, his right arm is gone. And I've never really thought about it, but I imagine that the vest at least is stopping some of that scatter shot, but they're firing at such close range that the damage is...
Some is getting through. Like, you're seeing some blood and all that. And
lots and lots of blood.
He's screaming. He's got, like, his hand is off. It's awful.
His arm is gone. His hand is off. And so
they run out of bullets.
Yeah,
is what happens. Like, oh man, I'm out of ammo.
And Emil, I believe it is, sort of, he comments on the fact that he can't believe that the cop's still
he's
alive.
like, hey Clarence, this guy's still alive.
Clarence walks up and ends Murphy's life with a single gunshot to the head.
Yeah, and it's like super gory. It was like a puppet shot. It was it looked way more realistic than most puppets, though. Like the frontal of Murphy's face, like just looked like Peter Weller.
Yeah, if you go back and read some of the reviews from the time, they definitely talk about the ultra violence, but all of them talk about how well it was done, how all of this looked.
Oh yeah, the effects.
Yeah,
and the first cut of the movie was like rated X. Yeah. Like the MPA didn't.
It was too much.
They said that we got to cut down on the violence, guys, and so they went through, I think, and removed some of the gore. I think the version we watched is the unedited, the original X-rated cut.
Yeah, I remember watching it as a kid, or even watching it on like original release VHS and DVDs and stuff, and seeing that Murphy's arm was gone, but you never really knew why. They just showed him and an arm was missing. And
I remember distinctly, like, they don't show the hand getting blown off, but you hear Clarence say they'll give the man a hand line, and you see his face, and it's kind of like you can assume what you didn't see. But yeah, it's
how Murphy would have, or any human would, like, summon the will after losing the hand like that and knowing your death is imminent, but like forcing yourself to your feet. He got up on his feet to face it, and
unbelievable
away, and then to still be alive. So
then the bad guys, Boddicker and the gang, are like, all right, guys, well, let's get out of here.
Yeah, it's time to go.
And about that time, that's when Lewis shows up.
Yeah, Lewis shows up. She has seen just off stage right, the carnage happening, but
like she was behind a fence.
Yeah, she can't get out there to save Murphy. She can't really see what's happening. The perps leave. She comes out and she, for the first time, surveys just the carnage.
Yeah, it's horrible. Oh man, there's a great story on the commentary where they say, you know, the movie was done on a small budget.
Right.
I've seen the numbers were between like 10 and 15, and somewhere I saw 13.
Right.
But they said that they were constantly being asked by like the studio, like, hey, can you cut a corner here or there, or not shoot this scene, or have this happen off camera or whatever. So they purposefully saved the death of Murphy to the very last scene. Like they spent all the money and were like, hey, studio, we ran out of money, but we didn't shoot the death of Murphy yet, because they knew that was the one scene that you couldn't have the movie without the scene with Murphy dying. So they gave him some more money to shoot that scene. So that scene was like the last thing shot, and it was shot like in like just a warehouse in California or something.
Really, really interesting.
Smart producers and filmmakers and everything like that to play the game with the studios.
It's interesting to think about the process of shooting a movie, and much respect to film actors, especially because in that journey of a character. We're going to get serious now for a second.
Okay.
Not really, but in that journey of a character, I mean, think about that. Like, you filmed the entire rest of the movie. You're probably not jumping around. You're obviously not jumping around in chronological order.
Right.
And then you kind of get in that mental headspace of like, all right, where's my character at this emotional moment?
Yeah.
And so after they've already done everything else, and then to go back and film this after they've already done everything else and they know everything that's happened. It's an interesting thing to think about, that concept.
Yeah. All the performances were good. I feel kind of bad for Emil, who had to probably get his hair done in that horrible fashion that he wore it over again, perhaps, to do this scene.
Yeah, but I mean, he was losing his hair like anyway.
He was. It's like he's kind of he's mostly bald, but then had it also parted down the middle. It's a weird look.
Yeah, it's a total.
If I'm ever going that bald, don't let me wear it like that, John.
You've got a head full of hair.
Oh man, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And of this movie where apparently the budget was low, you know, the 10 to 15 million, whatever, like $1 million of that supposedly was just creating the Robocop suit. Like the six sets of Robocop armor or whatever that they had. That's like a huge portion of the movie on the one prop.
But you
can't have the movie without that prop.
I was going to say, that prop is the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to make sure that looks good, or else what does like anything else matter?
Then the whole exercise is moot.
They were also like super high throughout, like the commentary on the Robocop and Christ comparisons. Like this is like a Christ allegory or something. Like he dies and then comes back for whatever, redemption. As opposed to
a benevolent savior, he comes back as a gun-toting badass.
Basically, Verhoeven referred to it as American Christianity, where he comes back, but he's like wielding death and guns.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, another way in which
a lot of Christians that I know, they
love their guns. This is another way in which the movie was maybe like ahead of its time, or had a keen eye towards the direction that the country was headed.
Yeah, agreed.
So now we cut to Murphy is being taken to the hospital. He's in the helicopter, medevac, whatever, and he's being wheeled off like into the emergency room, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
The makeup effects throughout this whole part, like when Lewis finds him and sees him at first, and then like the shots of the body in the hospital and stuff. Yeah. Really, really like well done, believable looking. There's
some extreme close-ups on Peter Weller's head with a big chunk out of it and stuff like that.
Craziness.
It's hard to watch almost. But dude, interestingly, the crash team or whatever, the trauma team in the movie, those dudes were not actors. That was like a real trauma unit from a real Dallas hospital.
That boggled my mind when you told me, but I had no idea. But it makes total sense, and I think it's a genius move by Verhoeven to just film these people doing what they'd be doing, talking to each other the way that they'd be talking, because it feels very, very real.
There's this whole thing in movies, I feel like, where you got doctors, especially news reporters, like in movies, they feel like they're acting.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but in life, this is these guys' job. Like, this is probably no different than what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So the movie works because the guys are just very mundane by the book. Like,
they're all level-headed.
Shock him, like, do this, give me that.
Matter of fact.
The fact that that's a genius call. Plus, you don't have to try to teach actors terminology, you know? They're like, just treat it like you would do probably if you had a guy come in with a gunshot wound to the head and chest, whatever. Dude, when I'm watching, I'm a little dubious about the fact that any part of Murphy could still be alive, you know, but he got shot in the head. His fucking brain basically fell out, but they're doing everything they can, these guys.
And then while they're doing all this, we start to see all the flashbacks, right?
Oh, dude, that shit's hard to watch, man.
Yeah,
he's having flashbacks of like his family and his wife and his kid. And then he's also seeing the faces of the dudes who killed him and stuff. It's pretty fucking heavy, really.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this was kind of a bold choice to me. So they pronounce him dead, and then the movie just goes full black, full silence for like 5 seconds, where if I'm sitting in the theater, I'm like,
is something wrong?
Did the projector break or something? It's a bold move.
What the fuck, guys?
And then we got the POV of like Robocop being brought online.
That's right. Robocop is now coming online.
And I feel like the moment that Murphy died was like POV. And then when it comes back, it's still sticking with that Murphy / Robocop POV.
I like it.
You know, it's like a continuity thing. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, some parallelism there. This whole sequence where he's coming online is the shit. It's very cool.
Dude, it's fucking genius for guys who are making a movie on the cheap. Like this movie was done on a fairly low budget.
Yeah.
Because you can tell from what people are saying exactly what's happening, but they don't have to actually show anything, because this would be like special effects heavy stuff if they were showing Robocop being built or whatever.
It's this shift in the movie where you're like coming in and out of a dream. Yes. Like during this part, where he's like,
it will dip to black and then come back, and you can tell time has passed.
Yeah. It's very, very effective.
Dude, I'm so in awe of whoever, I don't know if it's the writer, if it was Verhoeven or what, but like, the way that this was put together, they're all describing exactly what's happening, but you don't have to actually see anything.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. So they've got the little section where they're putting like the LED vision on. So you've got that like grid, and they're like drilling it down, and it's getting closer and closer. That's a cool effect.
That's awesome. And then they cut to one part, and it's like, there's a tech there, and Bob Morton is there, and the tech is telling him, we managed to save one of his arms. And Morton's like, well, I thought I wanted like a full body prosthesis or something. And then you got also his right hand man Johnson is there as well.
Johnson pipes up. He signed the release form. So
Johnson's telling him he's asking Johnson, oh, what do you think? And Johnson says, well, he's dead. He's OCP property now. He signed his contract.
That's cold, Johnson.
Morton is like, lose the arm.
What do you think about the fact that so it's all POV, ostensibly, Murphy or Robocop is seeing all this and knows it's happening. Like,
dude, it's traumatizing, right?
Yeah. Like, what would be happening?
They have that mention where they're like, "Is he going to remember all this?" And they say, "No, don't worry, we're going to wipe his memory."
Yeah, but was he supposed to be waking up though? That's the thing that gets me. Is like, was he supposed to be coming online?
I swear, when I had a surgery, I don't know if it was tonsils or a different surgery, but I swear to you, when they were putting me under, I'm like, okay, I'm falling asleep now, and I feel like I could hear the doctor saying, okay, he's asleep, pass me the scalpel or whatever. And I'm like, holy shit, no, I'm not asleep. I swear to you, I don't know if it was a dream or if it was actually real, but in my mind, it was real as shit.
Oh, yeah. I've had similar experiences when I was little and getting my tonsils taken out. And then again, when I was having my wisdom teeth taken out of, sort of like vaguely hearing things as you're going under.
Yeah.
And then it seems
calming. That's not calming.
And then it seems like no time has passed when you wake up from it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's nuts, dude. It's nuts. I don't even know how that stuff works, but I gotta say, I don't want to speak out of turn here, but some of those female scientists or whatever were fucking smoking hot, dude.
Oh yes, the brunette with the big glasses.
The big glasses, the Sally Jesse Raphael glasses.
She is gorgeous.
Dimples, I like Dimples, dude.
Call me if you're doing all right, I guess.
Are you a Dimples fan?
I'm a female fan.
Nice.
I like the part too, though, that Morton and Johnson won the fight about the arm, because as they're wheeling the prosthetic arm in, he goes to shake hands with it and like crushes. It gets like 400 pounds of pressure.
Yeah. She's like, he could crush every bone in your hand. And he's kind of like, I like it. Oh, dude. Is that when he leans in and he's like,
yes, that's when he leans in and says, you are going to be a bad motherfucker.
He's leaning right in the camera. It's awesome, dude.
I love it.
I love the whole thing. Is fucking amazing.
And then we cut to another scene, another little couple seconds long snippet at New Year's.
So there's like a New Year's party or something going on, or are they just celebrating that he's finished?
I think no, it's definitely New Year's Eve. There's a countdown, and stumbly, bumbly, attractive
hot technician,
the brunette comes up and removes her glasses and plants a big lipsticky kiss.
I guess on his visor,
right on his eyes, because that's where you kiss people. She's drunk, to be fair, and then she falls down.
That was a great moment.
I love that all of these people, and then you never see them again after these few moments where they're putting RoboCop together. Like, you never see them, but they bring such personality.
Well, the gorgeous technician's around the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but she's not in a whole lot of scenes.
No, she doesn't talk much.
Yeah.
And that leads us up to maybe one of your favorite moments of the entire film.
Oh, dude, let's talk about when they unveil, like, it seems from his point of view that he's got just a sort of an opaque tarp draped over him, because Morton whips that tarp off him and there's all the scientists and all the techs or whatever.
Everyone is clapping.
It's a big thing. This must be the big unveil.
Yeah, they're very enthusiastic about RoboCop coming online, and
Morton's like a proud dad or something. He's like, come on, this is for you.
This is for you, man. And so as RoboCop's walking, Love Johnson like popping in frame. And this is
dude, no. This is my favorite thing in the whole film, because I just love the character of Johnson. He's just such a happy-go-lucky, like, yes man. But he leans in real close to RoboCop and he's like, "Go Robo!" It's like he's geeked out for RoboCop.
Well, I would be too.
Like, he doesn't even remember the name of the project, or like what he's supposed to call it.
I don't know, dude. But as we'll see in the rest of the film, like, Johnson sort of just by being a happy-go-lucky yes man, he sort of keeps advancing in the company.
That's how you get through, man.
The OCP vans bring RoboCop to the old Detroit police precinct, and all action immediately stops. Sergeant Reed immediately stops talking as RoboCop.
First we just hear him, right? It's this heavy footsteps.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of all you see is the heavy footsteps and sort of his silhouette walking past some glass doors.
Like frosted glass?
Yeah, some frosted glass doors.
They do a really good job of like just doing a slow reveal of what RoboCop looks like.
Because we're all really curious. Even I gotta think, like, the buildup is like
I have to think that the movie trailers and posters would have shown us.
Yeah, but
but it's still awesome.
Yeah, you were waiting to see it.
Yeah,
you knew what the Ninja Turtles were going to look like the first time you saw the original Ninja Turtles movie, because if you watched every appearance on Good Morning America or everything else like I did, you knew what the Turtles were going to look like, but you were still like geeking out about it.
That's a rad movie.
That movie is amazing.
Yeah. It's a very slow reveal, which is awesome. But they take him to, I guess, the area of the station where he's going to be kept.
Brisket. Excuse me.
They escort RoboCop to like the area of the station where he's going to be kept when he's not on duty.
Yeah, where they're gonna keep him.
He does need to rest occasionally.
Yeah, they gotta let him power down. I'm sure he has software updates. Presumably he's a cyborg after all.
That's true.
So yeah, he's taken to his little cell. They sit him down in a chair.
All the cops are crowded around like they want to see RoboCop.
I love this. Like, all the cops start sprinting. Like, just and you kind of get the camera following them down the hallway, down the curves of the hallway,
that's
following
awesome.
them to that.
It's all handheld. Yeah,
that's a really good. That's effective.
They're showing like RoboCop's food, which is basically some sort of dispenser that dispenses some just paste,
organic paste that Johnson's all about.
Johnson loved it. He's like, it tastes good. It's like his baby food, basically.
To which Morton says, "Knock yourself out."
It's like I love the character of Johnson. He's wonderful.
I was about to call Morton Bob because that's his name.
Yeah,
Bob Morton, and then it occurred to me, I wonder if that's another reason why the writers decided to have Clarence kill Bobby, because they couldn't have two Bobs in the movie because it'd be confusing. Can you fly, Bobby? So yeah, knock yourself out with the baby food. Yeah, so the OCP techs seem to then be testing RoboCop's audio-visual functions. Mm-hmm. So she, attractive tech number 1, brunette, sort of has him follow the pen different place targeting the pen, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, probably the beginning of all like video game shoot 'em ups where you like target enemies and stuff like that. That's where all that stuff started.
It was similar-ish to like Terminator Vision from the first Terminator, which this movie is almost akin to Terminator, like the feel of it.
It is very much, except for like, what if the Terminator was a good guy?
Like contemporary Earth set sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it seem more awesome, I think. Sci-fi works really well if it's in a dystopian future.
Morton's quizzing him on his prime directives.
What are your prime directives? Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law. Which Morton gets a huge boner when he hears this. It says, you were going to be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know if this is true or not, but I read it that Peter Weller was like originally trying to be all method on the set. Like he wanted everyone to call him Robocop, or he wouldn't respond if you didn't call him Robo or whatever. God. But he sort of dropped that because everyone on the crew was just making fun of him all the time. And he's like, okay, guys, whatever.
And apparently because, Verhoeven was so impressed with the way that the live Peter Weller moved around in that suit, it looked like a man moving around in it. And he wanted to be much more robotic.
Yeah.
And so they worked on those movements. And I got to say, Weller, the way that he would turn his head and then the rest of the body would follow is all really, really effective body work.
Yeah, no. Peter Weller's he's a good actor. He just didn't get a whole lot of chances to be a star, I guess.
Yeah. Roger Ebert loved this performance.
Really?
Which I think is amazing. Like, yeah, he applauded Peter Weller especially because like he sold it. He sold like the trauma and the turmoil of being this person who'd, basically been ripped out of their reality and plunged into this whole other situation.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah, and coming out and like portraying that anguish from it. Yeah, he was really impressed. I was impressed that he got a review like that from Roger Ebert. So way to go, Peter Weller. If you're listening, we salute you. Summer Pills toast to Peter Weller.
Yes, indeed.
For your robot work. And then the next thing that we see is, and this is one of my favorite scenes growing up too. And this whole movie is a long favorite scene, but at the firing range, and we just see a camera pan down the line of what looks like little Walter PPK pistols being shot, and then you get down to Lewis, and she's shooting, I guess, a 9mm.
A 9mm look like, yeah.
And so everyone's like firing range of pow, 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 one shot, and then all of a sudden you.
Yeah, it's so rad, dude. His gun is badass.
Oh my god!
It was like an automatic pistol almost. Like every trigger pull would be maybe 4 or 5 shots.
And they said that it was like custom built to actually do what it was doing.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
All right, blacksmiths, do your thing, guys. That is so amazing.
All the other cops like stop what they're doing, and they're all like looking out there, and he's like, "Look at that gun!"
And we were trying to figure out, was it keeping score or was it counting rounds? The counter up there.
I think it was counting bullets,
which still
fired.
is more impressive for like hundreds and hundreds of rounds.
I don't know how that pistol could hold that many rounds. So I don't think we're supposed to ask those questions.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask those questions.
Maybe
those are reloads.
Maybe it's his hand is loading more bullets into the gun as it the grip.
There's nothing in that arm. We know.
Yeah, it could be hollow. Yeah, so
absolutely.
Why not?
The arm is a magazine.
All the cops seem to be like nervous that they're going to be out of jobs soon now.
Right.
And they just wanted to strike. But
then Lewis sees an interesting bit of gunplay as Robocop is putting his gun away for the first time in his sweet leg holster.
Yes.
I fucking love that. And if you ever played the video game on Super NES, I love the sound that thing makes when it's opening and closing. I love the sound that the holster makes. But as he's putting it away, he gives that gun a twirl before he puts it in.
The TJ laser twirl.
Yeah. And she's like, wait a second.
She's like, that's like a Murphy move. So I think she gets the inkling like that this is Murphy and that he's still in there somewhere.
Yeah, something definitely seems off about this. And then just like Murphy was, Robocop is immediately being sent out on patrol.
I guess they tested him before they brought him to the station to make sure he wouldn't go all Ed 209 and just start blowing people away.
I mean, I guess they would have had to. You hope that they would have. So, yeah, he's sent out on patrol. Morton says he needs a car. They throw the keys, which which Robocop catches. Thank you.
And they said that took like 50 takes because he, is half blind. He was half blind, and and the hard hand, like the keys would just sort of bounce off, like he had a hard time gripping it.
Can you imagine like him catching the keys? I wonder if Verhoeven had to say, "Don't fucking cheer if he catches the keys." He had to tell the whole room.
You would think, after like a dozen tries, now it's like
maybe no one was watching. Everyone like left the room except for the cameraman.
So he first call is like at this liquor store where this old couple's watching the I'd buy that for $1 show.
I'd buy that for $1. Yeah, and they're dying laughing because that's what you do.
This show seems to be just please everyone who watches it, like from young thugs to old liquor store business owners.
I think there's something to be said for that too, that we're all humans that like shit TV.
We all like sleazy shit.
So old lady liquor store owner looks up and sees a suspicious guy sort of loitering in the liquor store, walking up to the register area. Mm-hmm. So she starts to just throw wads of cash into the register and close the drawer, and asks the guy if she can get him anything, to which he replies, "Yeah, all the money in the register and put it in the bag."
All right, and he wants the money from the safe.
And then, what safe? And the safe is hidden under all the old school Miller Lite cans.
Now new school.
Yeah, they've come back and they do look great. And then as they are, she pushes the panic button.
I guess it looks like a doorbell, but I assume it's going to call for police.
Yeah, it's supposed to ring.
But
an
Robocop,
alarm.
I think, was already on his way. Yeah, he was there too fast.
He'd been called. He had already been called. Well, that's a good point. Like, how much time?
Maybe he drove by and could see it, but I don't think they showed that.
Maybe we just exposed a flaw in the timeline of Robocop.
Maybe he was just hanging around outside spinning his gun, and the call came.
Well, and then so all of a sudden the double doors of the convenience store swing open to that,
like Old West style, like a saloon.
That epic sound, like whatever that sound is. I can't mimic it because it sounds like machines.
That's not supposed to be something that those people in the scene would have heard, right? Is it just a score?
That was for our
like a musical cue?
I think that was supposed to be like the shit just hit the fan.
Yeah.
that was for the audience at home. Like,
it's pretty awesome.
Oh God. Yeah, it's a really, really badass effect. And then the robber, the thief, starts screaming at Robocop, "Fuck me," over and over again.
You can't believe what he's seeing. Yeah. You can't really blame him.
Which, if you grew up watching the TBS version like I did, the guy was just shouting, "Why me? Why me? Why me?"
Which that line works also, I guess.
It's kind of lame. "Fuck me" is more effective. The bullets, we see that Robocop's armor is in fact bulletproof. They're ricocheting off everywhere.
Absolutely.
The robber has lost all hope and he
tries to run out.
He's trying to make a break for it. And then Robocop stops him with a physics-defying clothesline that somehow makes the guy fly in the opposite direction, and she shoots backwards through a cooler.
Yeah, he broke through the glass doors of the freezer or whatever.
We're fine with it. It doesn't matter.
It's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, Peter Weller sort of does this swing from the hips.
It was like a spinning clothesline sort of move, and it does
awesome. Then we cut to another scene. We've got two guys chasing a woman through like a deserted area of town, like throwing bottles at her.
They're terrorizing her.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, and
seems like rape is imminent.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. They pull a knife, they grab her from behind, they cut her hair, and then it seems like they're gonna cut
one dude sort of starts like pulling her skirt up, and then Robocop shows up just in time.
The light sort of flashes from behind,
and you see a shadow on the wall.
And they both turn around, and I can't even remember the dialogue. What do they start saying?
The one guy, the main guy, I guess, the one he's just credited, I think, as creep.
Right.
In the credits, he grabs the girl and he's like, "I'll kill her, man, I'll kill her."
That's right. And so then we see Robocop's targeting vision in action as he sort of aims at the guy. He's sort of aiming around, and then he lowers the sight down around the lady's crotch region.
Right.
Fires one shot directly through her skirt. And I remember the first time I was just like, what? He shot her.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe shot her. And then, obviously
the guy drops her, and he's like been shot in the nether regions.
Oh my God.
It's a pretty classic move.
I can't even imagine.
I think that's when then Robocop gives the line, "Your move, creep."
I mean, the femoral artery. I mean, there's all kinds of
there's
things.
More. I think
there's so much going on.
There's a lot of critical parts down there.
The other guy's like, I want no part of this.
He's like, I give up.
To go. I don't care what drugs I'm on right now. I'm good to just stop.
The girl runs into Robocop's arms and he's like, "You are experiencing a shock. I'll notify like a rape crisis center."
It makes me wonder if because he has the technology that he's got, obviously he's plugged into some kind of mainframe.
Yeah.
So I wonder if his response is obviously a lot quicker than a typical police officer's would be.
Yeah. You mean just to show up on the scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there pretty quick.
Right.
But presumably some witness called the police and said, "Hey, there's two guys chasing a woman," and that might have been 3 minutes or 5 minutes earlier.
It would have been awesome that, like in the day of like Bluetooth and internet technology, he could have been like, "I've already contacted a rape crisis center. Like I'm contacting."
They're expecting you.
He's like OnStar, but in a person.
Now, the dude who played the creepy rape leader, he also was in Showgirls, like being a rapist in Showgirls.
And again,
you don't want to be typecast as a rapist.
We would like to go ahead and just say if you're triggered by discussions of rape, we apologize. We're not talking about it out of any kind of insensitivity to the subject. Just talking about the plot of the movie. Just wanted to put that out there. That's it.
On that note, I think
you got to be sensitive, man.
We're gonna wind this episode down and jump into the rest of RoboCop's adventures.
Oh, man, that was a lot of ground. It doesn't seem like it would be a lot of ground to cover because as you were talking about, like so much of that section of the movie is just clever direction, doing a lot with very little actual on-screen interest.
It was definitely a lot happening. I mean, this was the birth of RoboCop, this section. Yeah.
But the way that they did it is so I keep using the word clever because that's the only word that I can think of.
So now I feel like the first act was building up to RoboCop being a thing.
Right.
And then now we're like into the second act, which is how is RoboCop going to fare in the world of old Detroit.
So far, so good.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
He's kicking ass.
All right, we'll see if he runs into any problems next go around.
I can't wait.
All right, see you guys next time.
We'll be back.